Hey there, and welcome to today's daily premium newsletter for March 7th. So, are you feeling seasick yet? There's a number of things causing today's downturn, and all of them are temporary or non-issues. Let's explore why. First, CNBC reported that today's downturn was caused by the Securities and Exchange Commission saying that it will require digital asset exchanges to register with the agency. While this is potentially negative if the regulation was malicious or pointlessly burdensome, overall, this is positive as regulation will help the average investor regain trust and will move us closer to institutional investment. Furthermore, this statement was nearly identical to Jay Clayton's testimony a month ago, so we're not at all surprised that the SEC is moving forward with this. Second on the FUD list, we learned today that a Mt. Gox trustee has been flooding the market, selling off nearly $500 million in Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash over the past 3 months. It's somewhat of a surprise to be sure, and we finally know who is pressuring the market when Bitcoin was at $6,000. You can see from the chart here that they transferred in the funds from their wallets to exchanges right before the market sold off multiple times. While there's many more factors at play in the market than the actions of a very large whale, we do believe that this added fuel to the fire. Next up on our list was Japan FUD, or rather the Japanese regulators preparing to regulate cryptocurrency exchanges. We don't think this is particularly FUD-inducing, as this is the natural response by the Japanese regulators after roughly 500 million NEM coins were stolen from the Japanese exchange Coincheck. It's clear they want to improve the security and compliance of exchanges to meet standards and ultimately protect consumers from another Coincheck-esque hack. Fourth up on our list is BitMEX having login issues. There's nothing to suspect that they're being hacked or have been hacked, and they're already back up to operational status. Lastly, and likely the biggest FUD-inducing news today, was Binance shutting down withdrawals following the realization that many users on the platform had funds stolen, where most were converted to Bitcoin and then sold for Viacoin. Viacoin has denied any knowledge or wrongdoing. Binance has isolated the irregular trades and has announced that they will be reversed. It seems it was due to users who had API keys enabled on their account and had visited a phishing website. Several ReadySetCrypto subscribers have contacted us to let us know that they are affected, so if you are, we highly suggest that you open a ticket with Binance to ensure your stolen funds are returned. Regardless if you're affected or not, please use this as a lesson to listen to us when we say exchanges are the least secure place to store your crypto. We've begun to highlight the best exchange for purchasing the cryptos we list in our portfolio, and we've taken the time to identify what we believe is the best wallet for that cryptocurrency. If the coin has myetherwallet.com listed, that means it's an ERC20 token and can be stored on any number of excellent wallets. Myetherwallet.com just happens to be our favorite, but if you want to be even more secure, we'd recommend using a software wallet or a mobile wallet like Engine. There's a great article in the newsletter from Coinomi, which is another great mobile wallet, explaining the different types of Ethereum wallets at your disposal. If we learned anything from the Binance hack today, it's that you need to be very sure of the website you're visiting because it could easily be a fake setup to steal your information or crypto. That goes for wallets too. I've seen sophisticated operations where they set up a software wallet to look exactly like the official one, and once you sent your crypto to it, they would just keep it for themselves. As always, reach out to us if you need any help or have questions about wallets. Days like today may seem difficult, but we're getting even closer to the inevitable return of the bull, and when that happens, we'll enjoy the market uptrend together. Stick with it. So with that, I'll turn it over to Doc. Have a great day.
Good evening. This is Doc with ReadySetCrypto. Once more, I'm going to keep my focus just on Bitcoin for right now because technically this is the most important chart in crypto. So the concern that I have, that I shared with you guys yesterday, is that after a nice bounce with good volume here, we have broken out above this wedge into what's still a lower high. Higher low, that's good. So we bounced at the 38.2 retracement of this move. But the problem is the lower high here. So what this means is this makes this pattern overall a lower high on something like the weekly chart. So a larger fractal time frame, this makes this into a lower high on the weekly chart. Let's squash this down so you can see that. So this could be a lower high. Now, a couple of things could occur here. This doesn't necessarily have to print. Okay, so if I go back over to the daily chart and let's get something worth looking at here. So let's squeeze in again. Okay, if this just stays within the range, if this stays within this range right now for an extended period of time, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. However, if the price does blow out the bottom of this, then we're more than likely heading lower, and we're going to be at least testing this trend line, if not the 6,000 level again. So for those of you looking for a dip and thinking that this is the you were chasing the price, you may get your opportunity here. Now, I don't think that this is necessarily a bad thing. Remember, I've been talking about this since you guys have been probably listening to us around the 15th or so of January, is that I'm dying for some type of capitulation here. Capitulation is when you get, now this was good. This was good volume here, but not the type of candlestick that I want. I want something where we have something like this, where we get to this trend line and then we see this just enormous move, maybe down to like 3,000 or something like that, and then bounces back up by that day. This is going to completely and totally wash out every last human soul that got in back here in the euphoria phase. Again, if you are one of those people, I am sorry. I don't mean to make this personal, but this is the way that markets work, is that when everybody sees the same thing, everybody is ultimately going to be wrong. Now, the same thing works in converse in bear markets, and we talked about this in the bear market survival webinar that we had at the beginning of February, where we have situations like this, where a big bottoming candle like that, everybody basically just says, all right, that's it. I'm done. I give up. I'm walking away from crypto. Now, the one thing that bothers me with this rally here is that I don't sense anything of despair from this rally. And again, I hate to be so Machiavellian with this whole principle of bear markets, but I've been through a few before, and this is typically how they work, because there is a reason why we call this disgust. This whole phase is called disgust, and then we have to get to the point of capitulation before we get a disbelief rally. Now, when the market rallied from the February low, everybody said, hey, great, that's cool. And they bought into it. Okay, what we need to see is we need to see a rally here that nobody buys into, because everybody has tuned out, everybody has given up on crypto and said, that's it, I'm done, never again. And then exactly at that point, at that precise moment, this is where we're going to see the market recover from this, and probably into new highs as well too. So for those of you that are true believers that are out there, the worst could be yet to come, but on the other side of that is salvation for those of you that are long-term holders, because only when all of these bag holders, these short-term pikers, finally bail and say, that's it, I can't do this anymore, there's just too many negative articles, the SEC is going to be involved with this, I can't do this anymore, this is when we're going to get our recovery. Now, I could be totally wrong on this. Absolutely, totally wrong. If there's one thing I've learned about financial markets, is that they can be extremely humbling. Just when you think you have a bead on what's going on, the market will do what is never necessary to make you look like a fool. So I'm completely capable of accepting that humility, right? So what we could see is the market will bounce out of here and then take off and never look back. That could be one potential outcome from this. That would be fine with me. That could actually happen. The other thing that could happen is that we're going to see that move to the downside. I don't think we're going to get an extended sideways move here. I don't think we'll get an extended sideways move. I think this will resolve one way or the other fairly soon, okay? So what you want to look for, big volume, big vertical displacement on a bottoming candlestick. That's not there just yet. We'll know it when we see it. That's kind of what I said a couple of months ago. We'll know it when we see the bottom. It won't feel very good, though. It will not feel good to buy the dip. It's meant to do that. In fact, again, that's why the disbelief phase comes, because nobody can believe that the market's rallying from the chaos and the carnage. So keep your eye on this one. This is kind of the bellwether. Everything else will kind of take the lead from Bitcoin, unless there is some kind of sea change with the technology here. that forms a new leader. Everybody keeps waiting for the flippening, but it's not happening right now as long as we're in the bear territory. All right, guys, that is it for today's report. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you tomorrow evening. Take care.